Hey guys, real quick before the video starts, this is my very first try on a podcast. Obviously, given the situation, there was no real way for us to meet up, but even if Corona wasn't a thing, I don't have the funds necessary to meet up with someone abroad or invite him and do a podcast. So for that matter, we chose VR chat to have some sort of presence. You can expect similar style of content coming in the future, but obviously I'm going to keep improving on my skills as a host. Hope you enjoy this podcast with a very good friend of mine, Christian, or SirNeeco as he goes online. I don't know, we're both funny, right? Yes, I agree. So let's just talk. I mean, that is what it is after all. I don't know.
About what?
I told you yesterday. Let me just guide you through this, right? With my gentle hands. And you can...
With your gentle hand. Have you made any notes?
Yeah, of course. Although,
Okay, cool.
although mental notes. How was school today?
It was fucking shit.
It
Basically, what it was is... we went into like this like voice call, I guess you could say.
Was that like Skype or something?
No, it was like imagine when you like go to schools, they never like use proper programs because they could have done it way better in like Discord or Skype at least.
Yeah, Discord even upped the streaming limit just for that.
Yeah, but the platform was called Zoom.
As in zooming in or what?
Yeah, as in zooming in.
Oh my god.
It was it was a catastrophe. My teacher basically we got in and then they just like checked off.
Check what?
Checked us off. It's my oral exam. But I didn't actually do anything.
Wait, so you have to present something or what?
Yeah. But I don't actually know if it's gonna be postponed because of Corona.
Yeah. So let me just, I don't mean to be mean or something, but like, okay, so you're going to school to have like your kind of, what do you say? Not the degree, I guess, for working as a garbage disposer? Collector.
It is like, how can I say this? It's a basic education. The thing I'm on now is basically like a trial thing.
Okay.
So that is like 20 weeks of like school time, which is basically nothing, and we do nothing at all. And
20 weeks. You're almost over then, aren't you?
Yeah, in like a couple, like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Then I should like go up to the exam.
Yeah.
But they have no idea how the exam is gonna go because the actual like oral exam you have to like show like a bunch of tests. I'm gonna do something about like fires, so I'll basically have to light something on fire in my own room.
Why?
They don't I don't know. we have to make experiments to show that we understand our project, I think. I don't know.
So if you talk about, let's say you would be talking about, I don't know, an aquarium, you'd be having to show off an aquarium.
I'd have to fill an aquarium.
Amazing. Oh my god. Just do it virtually in Unity and then be like, yeah, join me on VR chat.
A virtual aquarium.
Yeah. Pay someone on Fiverr to do a virtual animation. There you go. Yeah,
basically, I talked to my teacher today because I wanted to like fully understand how in the fuck we were gonna do this.
Of course.
And basically he told me I don't know. That was the entire answer.
Yeah, I mean that was to be expected though, because I mean look at the current situation. Look, I've been well, my university was supposed to start 1st of April and it's been postponed to 20th of April, and who knows if it's even gonna start there.
Too.
I think it's been postponed like everywhere, to be honest. I mean,
except America. Have you seen the situation in America?
I think America is going on pretty normally at the moment, right?
Yeah, they're basically doing nothing because they can't really shut down schools because they actually pay for it. So they, like retarded Americans, they would have to like, they'd shout about having like wanting to get a refund, you know?
True. I mean, they could just prolong it, or like say, hey, we're gonna pay you back this time that you're missing, or something, because I mean, all in Europe, school is mandatory, and even then, they're still closing the schools, right?
Yeah.
So.
But what they do is they're postponing it, so you don't like miss anything, because they're just gonna like, postpone it.
Yes, but I'm okay. Let's say in my case, where university is supposed, as of right now, supposed to start like 3 weeks later. Those 3 weeks in university, I think in any turn, be it the first one, being your master or bachelor or doctor, means a lot. And I don't know how they're gonna make that. Like, how are you supposed to work? I guess time will tell. Yeah, like, are they just gonna be like, okay, you know what? From now on, the turns are being like set back. So basically, from now, usually turn starts in April, but since that happened, from now on, the turns are gonna start in what comes after April? March? No, wait, June. June. You know what I mean?
My mind has just totally went to like vacation mode.
Yeah.
I've been homesick for a week, not because of Corona, but
I know,
because I had some of the symptoms, so I had to like make sure that.
Did you test it?
No, I never tested it.
Okay.
Which is probably retarded, but hey,
yeah,
that's me.
I mean, not for the sake of you, but for your family, I guess.
Yeah, and like my workplace. Anyway, I've been home for like a week, and all I've done is basically play fucking
For Honor
VR games to stay in shape, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you get so much of a craze when you're just home, like without school or anything. You're just sitting there on your fat ass.
I mean, yes, I know it very well. Seeing my current situation. It's something that a lot of people, I think, don't consider. You know, a lot of people complain about their workplace and are mad that they have to wake up every morning at 7 a.m. But once it's not happening anymore for a longer period of time, it can drive people mad.
Yeah, that's where I step in, because I'm fucking retarded. I complain about my work, but I also complain that I don't work.
No, trust me, that's everyone. That's everyone. There's only a handful of people who actually, like, I would say, really don't want to work ever, you know? And I feel like they're all gathered in Germany, but that's another story. No, but I mean, it's an important thing, you know, as much as people complain, everyone kind of needs a structured life, because that's just how the mental health works. Like, you need a structure in your life, otherwise you're going to go nuts. And I think it's super interesting what is happening right now. I mean, obviously some people, you know, get hit very hard because they can't work from home. A lot of people are being fired from their jobs. It's hard times, of course, but I feel like this is also very, very interesting time, because something like this has not really happened before, you know, where like everyone really has to be, or should be rather, in their homes. I mean, isolated.
It did happen, but people weren't that intelligent back then. You know, like 100 years ago, the plague. I think it was the Spanish flu or the Black Death. I don't know.
I think Black Death was 18th
Basically-
century, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't know the
Basically,
Spanish
both of
flu.
them.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't actually know what to do, so they just went on as normal.
Yeah, but now we actually know what to do, you know?
Yeah.
And still you see so many people going out and pretending nothing's... Look, I'm the last person to take something too serious, but, you know, it's fucking serious. You know, like, I think the website that I'm looking at to see the numbers of the cases, I thought they update every day, but apparently they don't update during the weekend. So that being said, from Friday to Monday, there were 4,000 new cases in Germany. That's a lot. You know, and that's just because
Germany isn't that big, is it? How many people?
we
live in
have
Germany?
about 80 million.
Oh, 18. Damn,
No,
okay.
80.
Yeah. Oh, 80. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Germany has about 18 million.
We have like about 5.
Wait. I actually need to double check that. Hold on. What's that? Yeah, 82.79 million as of 2018. So it's probably quite a bit more now. I'd assume 85 million. So yeah, of course,
There is
you know.
5.6 million people in Denmark.
Yeah, but you're a bit smaller than Germany.
And we have like 1,000 confirmed cases,
Okay.
which is a lot compared to like the population.
Yeah. No, I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, okay, 83 million people, only 24,000 cases. So what's 26? What's that? It's nothing. But man, that goes exponentially, you know? That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
1 people is sick, infects 2 people. Those 2 people infect 2 other people. The 5 people infect 10 people. Those 10 people, 20, and so on and so on. And that's the dangerous part about it. I mean, look at Italy. It's just overwhelmed.
Yeah, they did nothing, and
But apparently it's getting better over
China
there.
didn't do anything either. Apparently, like an American like journalist went there, and she was writing about like the coronavirus that it actually like happened way before, and even like in the Chinese news they were talking about it, but not anywhere else.
I mean,
So they
I
were trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
I think it's because it, like all other disease ever is from China.
I don't know if that's actually true.
The Spanish flu came from China. The
Oh,
Black
really?
Death also from China.
God damn. I mean, what is there to say about? I don't know, man. I don't know. But like, I think I heard this too from rather believable sources that China initially tried to hide it as to like not hurt their their economical growth and stuff, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they stepped in a little bit too late. Even though once they started stepping in, they really went like, man, they went like 200% speed on that one. Like building a big ass hospital in a week and stuff like that, you know.
They already closed it.
They did?
They don't use it anymore. Yeah.
Why is that?
Now they just have this giant building.
But why is that?
I don't know. Too many people died in there, I think. Have you seen pictures from like the Chinese or Italian like hospitals?
Yeah, I have. Hospitals and
kind of sad.
Yeah, and churches, and yeah, I've seen all that.
Churches?
Yeah, my godfather, he's Italian and he has family in Italy. He sent me a video of someone. Well, I think it's not really ethical, but he sent me a video of someone recording inside a church, and they were like the church was full of What's that thing called again? You put dead people in?
A jail?
Dead people.
Oh, dead people. A coffin.
Huh?
I thought you said bad people, and I was like,
No,
holy shit.
dead people. What's that called?
A coffin.
A coffin. Okay, yeah, it was full of coffin. Inside a church, and I think that's how it looks everywhere at the moment in Italy.
Nah, they don't use coffins. They just lie on the street. Which is very bad.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't? Oh, it's
No.
horrible.
I don't even want to see it, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand why exactly Italy though. What did they do different?
Nothing. They did nothing. That's the point.
Yeah, but everyone did nothing for quite some time. I mean, that whole situation kind of just evolved over the last, it feels like over the last 1.5 weeks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but basically what Italy did was like, EU came out with like warnings that like cough into your like
Yeah. Elbow.
shirt and
Yeah.
like elbow, and they didn't really warn their citizens until it was too late.
Okay, but I mean, no one warned us in Germany either. I mean, we all knew about it, but nothing really happened. And look at France, look at Spain. They not allowed to go outside anymore without it being like for grocery shopping or working
Without consent.
I think Spain. I think they're allowed to go outside without consent in Spain, but they're only allowed to go shopping and work. But I'm not 100%. I know that they're not allowed to go outside. Whereas in Germany, as of yesterday, we are still allowed to go outside, but only with one other person. Well, it's advised not to, and the biggest, like the group, is only allowed to be made out of 10 people max. And in like at all, you're still allowed to go outside, and yet Germany is not half as bad infected as Italy. So what did they do wrong? That's what I've been asking myself. Is it just bad luck? Or maybe a worse healthcare? I don't know. I don't know what happened over there.
I have no idea how the Italian healthcare works. I don't even know about the German.
Well, let's just say it's expensive. But it's actually quite good. I can't really complain about it. That's actually...
It's cheap here.
Wow, holy shit.
Imagine.
I'm back in Switzerland. I paid how much? Like 360 Swiss francs. Just out of my... Like in Switzerland, you paid yourself. Whereas in Germany, when you work, I think it's like kind of like 50-50.
I mean, we definitely still like pay for it because like our taxes is 40%.
40%, that's a lot.
40% of your salary goes to like schools and education.
Yeah. I don't know how much it is in Germany, but it's also quite a bit, yeah.
Don't you pay taxes? Hello?
Well, you see, the thing is, you pay taxes when you work, right? It gets taken away from your work or from your salary automatically. And you can at the end of the year.
Yeah, but they always send you like a check where you can see the entire like calculation.
Yeah, of course. And
they send you a nice little receipt.
Kind of. It's actually a receipt. Let's not lie about it. But at the end of the year, you can do the taxes paperwork. You know what I mean? But
oh yeah,
in Germany, it's funny. Like, as far as I know, you don't have to do it. But if you do it once, you have to do it every year.
Yeah.
And I just never did the taxes.
I mean, you can just not like mess with it here in Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they go by like a certain amount you like earn per year, and if you earn more than that, then you have to pay more in taxes.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So at the end of the year, they'll just like mail you a giant receipt.
Yeah.
So I'll rather prefer to like set my taxes up rather than having a bill slapped across my forehead.
Well, I mean, to be honest, if I'd be doing the taxes, I'd probably get actually some money back. But
Yeah.
as long as you don't work, I think you don't actually have to pay taxes now.
I got like 250 euros back in tax.
That's like half of my rent. Wow. But yeah, I would probably get about that amount of money back. But seeing as I have to, because in Germany, haha, anytime you make something that could potentially profit you, right? You have to go to the government and kind of create your own little business.
It's the same here. Like they're super Nazi about it. Like if you're gonna sell like an old PC on like a website, right?
Yeah.
You actually need permission from like the government, but nobody actually does.
I mean, not permission, but
you have to pay taxes from selling it here.
Yes. Exactly. And I think in Germany, for example, for electronics, it's like 19%.
Damn.
So they have, for example, in our big electronics stores, they sometimes have these discounts where they say, hey, we take the taxes away from whatever you have to pay, right? And suddenly something that costs like $250 suddenly only costs like, I don't know, $200 just taxes. You know, that's insane.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, that's another story with taxes. How did we come here?
I don't know.
But
you have to pay taxes for Corona.
Exactly. I mean,
speaking of, did you see Trump has tried to make like a financial support thing in
1,000 euros for all citizens, right? Dollars, sorry.
About, I think he said that he would be giving out $200 trillion.
Excuse me?
$200 trillion. That is $2 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's probably only still like half of the military budget.
A quarter.
Yeah. No, like what? Excuse me. Can he like? Does he even know numbers or like?
No.
I mean, isn't that like 200 trillion? Isn't that like probably what the entire Earth has worth of money?
I don't think so. I think it's like a fifth of the military budget in the United States.
Not trillion. Nah, there has to be in the billions. I don't know, man. But
I have no idea.
It's probably not gonna work, is it?
He's trying to do it, but I don't think it's gonna work. People have already like, how can I say this? They started to like rival against him because they didn't actually want the money, because stupid Americans, they think that if he pays so and so amount of money to people, they would have to like vote for him again, which is not true.
No, not having to.
That's the conspiracy theory people have in America.
I mean, it's good publicity for him, yeah, but
it is.
How would
But
that
it's
make them
actually not.
having?
It's not his money, you know.
Yeah, it's the taxpayers' money, so it's the people's money. Basically, the money's just coming back. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But then again, for some people, the Earth is flat. So, what do I know? But they were talking about the same here in Germany. 1,000 euros for everyone. But
Is that enough?
with 1,000 euros in my situation, that is more. I could save money at the end of the month with 1,000 euro.
Damn.
Yeah. Like when I was working part-time, which was still maybe like 120, 130 hours a month, I was making like the salary.
130 hours a month.
Yeah, that's part-time here. Well, sometimes it was a
Holy
little bit
shit.
less. It varied a lot. Sometimes it was 90, sometimes it was 100, 130, 120. So it really depended. But
We
yeah,
didn't even like reach 70 in Denmark.
yeah, but you're doing school. No,
Yeah,
no, I'm talking
as
monthly,
in
not
a part-time.
weekly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't reach 70 like in a month on my old job.
Okay. Well, that's, I mean, 120, 130 is not a lot. I used to work almost 200 hours a month back in Switzerland.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. But I was a little bit of a workaholic back then. But so I
And
was
you aren't now?
obviously not. I mean,
Okay.
just spending a lot of time with streaming and YouTube, but you know,
Nah, no.
and yeah, and alcohol. I mean, some people drink coffee, I drink alcohol
No, you drink both.
at the same time, mind you. Actually, coffee with Baileys is delicious.
So how much did you make like with your part-time job?
At the end of the month, I'd get paid out maybe like, depending on how many hours I worked, obviously 800 to 900.
That's nice.
And that was still enough to save money, you know, to actually have somewhat of a decent life, even in my situation. I don't have a car. I just had a very, very, very small flat, but I was never really home, so I didn't bother, you know, living by myself back then. And all that. So no, but that was enough. So 1,000 euros in Germany, you know, if you live moderate, obviously for, you know, if you have a house, whatever, yeah, it's not a lot, but living moderate as I do as a student, that's a lot. But then people said, you know, it's not going to happen because German people, they would never spend the money. They would rather save the money, you know? And so the money would never go back into the economy, but would stay with the people. And so it's not going to happen.
I mean, that's false.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd certainly be spending it because I don't have any other income, but
Yeah. I mean, I earn more than what my living situation like requires.
mhm.
So I'm a very impulsive guy. I just buy random stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh boy, that's gonna be good later on in life.
Yeah, no, right? My mom's the same, and she turned out like okay-ish.
Okay-ish. I mean, I was the same. But now there is no money left to spend on anything. Oh boy.
Soon
But
though.
I maybe, hopefully. I think that's actually a good idea. They had that debate back in Switzerland, I think 2 years ago, of having a fixed base income no matter what you do.
Oh, so that's basically communism.
Kind of, yeah, I guess. But I thought it's a great idea. Like,
Communism? Do you think communism is a good
honestly,
idea?
generally, the general idea of communism is not bad, but that's not what I meant. No, I meant the fixed base salary.
Yeah, that's communism.
No, it's a little bit.
That's like a big part of the communism.
Yeah, but it's still giving back what people give the government, you know?
I guess.
But
But I wouldn't really want that, because then I'd only know that like the government would take like 50% and then give the rest to the people. So basically, you know the situation in Russia, right? With like everything going on.
not really. What do you mean?
Basically, almost every Russian is very poor.
Okay.
Except those who aren't, and that they can actually like live a nice life. But it's almost like a fully 100% fixed salary.
Okay.
And like the government take, I do not know how much, but a certain percentage of the entire like work thing.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
See?
Yeah, but we're not talking about taking stuff away from people. We're talking about giving people something. In this case, giving people a fixed base salary of 2,000 Swiss francs.
Yeah, but you can't do that, because the government needs money to like run the hospitals and everything.
Yeah, and you know,
they also need to profit, because they're some money hungry bastards.
oh god, yeah, I know. But then again, I mean, it probably wouldn't really work since, you know, the moment that would start, the stores would probably just be like, yeah, we're gonna yank up the prices.
Yeah,
Basically inflation to just get it back to the normal level, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it'd be a great idea, at least for now, you know, while, because the problem is
in your situation it seems amazing.
Not just in my situation, but like, I mean, at the moment, how it is right now with people losing their jobs and stuff, so many people are applying, at least in Germany, so many people are applying for the money that you receive when you're not working, right? And they have to go through, I'm going through this right now, you have to go through, I kid you not, probably 50 pages, right? Where you have to fill out information of yourself. And then probably on top of that, another 20 to 30 pages of evidence of your, you know, past workplaces, of your, that you're actually in a healthcare, that you're, you know, that you're allowed to stay here.
You have to prove that you're not a crackhead. Which I understand.
Not that actually. They don't mind that, but you just have to basically put yourself open, right? Open the window to yourself and tell everything about yourself, right? Down to the size of your pee-pee. But the thing is, a lot of people are going through this now, and it's a fuck ton of paperwork, and those people that look at those papers, they have to go through literally probably right now thousands of requests, and so people like in my situation, I'm sitting here, I'm probably not going to receive any money this month because they take too much time, because there's so many requests. And so I think the government saying, listen, we're going to give you 1,000 or 1.5 or 2,000 euros for at least this month. Maybe next month it's better. Maybe you can go back to work. But for this month, rather than you having to go through this paperwork, I think that'd be a better idea, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But like, the government is flawed in its way, because it's a bunch of lazy people working there. They get paid minimum wage, so basically they have no will to live. And when you have to sit through like thousands, even like millions of like money requests, I think life is gonna be sad at that point, where you basically like open up a folder and just stamp it and then next.
Yeah, I know, but half of how they are towards you is how you are towards them. Like every time I go there, yeah, I'm in a situation. It is because I'm in a shit situation, but I know that their work is not the best either. So I try to go in there with a smile, and more often than not, they are very friendly towards me, even though people around me tell so many horror stories about them, you know?
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but if you're friendly to
like,
them,
they treat me like shit. Even if I'm like kind of jokey, like haha, it's very funny.
no, they don't like you to be jokey. No, they don't like that.
No, they're super Hitler. They want you to follow the rules and
they are basically be an obedient dog and they like you.
Yeah,
that's the point of this, how we say in German.
I mean, have you worked in customer like service?
Is that a real question?
Yeah, it is.
I've worked in a restaurant as a bartender, as a barista. I've worked in the service. I've worked as a cashier. I've worked in a bakery.
Oh my lord.
I've worked everywhere where you possibly have contact with customers.
So you basically know exactly the same as those from the state that work. That if the person just comes in and then goes, those are the best customers.
Exactly. That's true. That's very true. Maybe give you the number in the process.
An occasional joke is fine, but for the most part, just shut up and leave.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you're actually right. It's the best thing you can do. And not be rude though. Like still say hello and stuff, but just like, hi.
They don't.
This is my stuff. I've brought everything you requested from me, and then they'll look over it. Blah blah blah. Super. And then they ask you a few questions. Nice. Bye.
Yeah.
That's when it works the best for me. But when you forget something, you better run.
Oh, you better not forget anything. They'll murder you.
Yes. Actually, even then, like the other day, I forgot something and they were kind of like, okay, I'll see if I can do something. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, But then again,
like 90% of the time where I've like called in, because I don't actually want to like visit them because I don't want to get like stabbed or anything.
Oh,
But I call in and I'm like, I kind of need help with like my medication, for example.
Yeah.
Because I get money from the state to my medication, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So one day they just stopped coming in and I had to call him and was like, hey, what's going on? And she was like, I don't know, let me forward you. And I was like, fuck. I already knew right there. I already knew. This is going to be a long day.
Yes.
Basically, I got forwarded like 5 times and ended up going like back to the start and had to redo the call.
Oh, no.
And then I actually called my doctor instead. And she was like, oh, yeah, it's because like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, people don't believe me when I say that because they never hear the full story. But oh man, me and the government, we're not the best friends. They have partially probably because I'm not a German citizen, but rather an European citizen, right? And I mean, there was this, just briefly to go into it as one example that happened to me, which was when I was requesting basically in Germany, we have this student money that you can get when you study or when you're in a school, which I was up until December last year. So I was trying to apply for this money and they said, well, since you're not a German citizen, you need this paper. And I was like, okay, where do I get it? Yeah, you get it over there. So like there was another building. So I went there. And then they told me, no, it doesn't work. You an appointment here, because apparently they didn't even have me in the system that I was like a registered citizen in Germany, right? So I was in the middle of my term, and then the problem is that the next term would have been a rather serious term, because that's when they start like taking your points for the final exams and stuff, right? And I didn't want to really work during that time because I was really missing school a lot, because, you know, like imagine I had weeks where I woke up at 5 a.m., was working 7 a.m., 6 a.m. till 2 p.m. And then from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. I was at school until I was asleep. It was midnight. And then I only had like 5 hours to wake up again and do the whole thing again for an entire week, right?
Shit.
And I was working Saturdays and Sundays as well.
I've never worked that hard in my entire life.
I've done that for like 2.5 years, and so I didn't want to do it during the hot phase of my school. And so I was requesting the money. They said, well, it's not possible. And I was left there and like, okay, I have to repeat the term, because I'm not going to go in like this and missing a whole lot of classes and stuff. So fast forward 6 months to when I got my appointment, because this government building, apparently they have millions of appointments, right? And they couldn't give me anything earlier than 6 months later. So 6 months later, I go there, and the woman is like, "You don't actually need any paper. They made a mistake."
Oh.
And I kid you not, I looked at her.
I hate it when that happens.
I looked at her. I was shaking, right? I was still, I stayed nice because she couldn't, you know, it was not her fault. But I was shaking. I was so nervous. I was like, I repeated an entire term. I was working. I did so much because of that. And now you're telling me I don't need this paper. And she was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even say anything. I stood up and just went out. And that's just one example of what happened, you know? So I just wasted like 6 months for nothing because the government did a mistake. They told me that I need something that I would have never needed. So I have a lot of good memories with that. And that's why I'm saying it would have probably just been easier to give everyone 1,000 euros than letting everyone send in hundreds of pages, because by the time they probably have every single request done, the whole pandemic story is over. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Which is, oh my god, I don't know. It's a weird situation. Very weird situation. Like you look outside the window and it's just empty.
I saw footage from Town Square today, and there were, I kid you not, there was five people there.
Yeah, it's like that anywhere in the world at the moment.
Except India.
Well, I don't know about India. But
basically like 50% of them are harmless.
That's true. I mean, again, it's like, I mean, yeah, 2020 is fucked up, but it's such an interesting year so far. Not even 4 months in, we had World War III memes.
I'm just waiting, dude.
What do you mean?
Like the next month, we're gonna get fucking smited or something.
I mean, look, fucking World War III, the fire in Australia, right? Now the mass pandemic, and I'm pretty sure there were hundreds other things that I just missed right now, but those are the big three things.
There's one other big thing. Apparently, like, I don't know exactly where, but they're like, people have discovered like bigger grasshoppers. Which like destroys fields in like seconds. Have you seen like those videos?
No, I haven't.
No, but basically they're bigger this year.
Holy, it's disgusting. I hate insects.
So that means we might have a shortage of food supply around the world.
That's Mother Nature giving us back for our pollution, dude. I tell
God
you.
is trying to pull the plug.
Yeah, I tell you, dude. But nevertheless, like, even if we go down, I'll go down with a smile because I think it's super interesting year. Like, it's fucked up, yeah, big times, but
Very fun.
it's so interesting to watch what's happening right now, you know? I think I can't remember. I mean, I'm not very old, obviously, but I can't remember any time in history that the entire world was trying to be inside and then still being as connected as we are now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the internet is at its limit at the moment. Netflix already, or was it Amazon? I think Amazon Video already reduced their bit rate on their videos in certain countries, so that you can't like watch in full quality anymore because there's so much demand.
Damn.
Yeah, and Netflix is like struggling at the moment a little bit. My internet is actually, Germany has a very bad internet. I just happen to have a very good one, but I feel that sometimes I'm feeling that's a bit sluggish, more sluggish than usual, you know, because there's so many requests. If you go to website, I don't know, like Reddit, like sometimes pages just take longer to load. So it's like,
I mean, it's like that for my internet as well. Sometimes like Chrome just decides not to work, and then I have to fucking restart the entire thing.
well, I think that's
But
you
that's
issue.
just the nature of Chrome.
Yeah, I think so.
I wish I could use another browser,
Do
but
it.
I've grown so accustomed to like the aestheticness of Chrome.
You can tweak a lot of browsers these days.
No.
Yes. But again, I gotta say, it's like really interesting to see how we're all basically supposed to be, like not. How is that? Social distancing is what they call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're supposed to have social distancing, but because of the internet, we're still all interconnected. And I think that's so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, all the people that were saying, get out, you know, to the gamer boys, gamer girls, get out, find some friends, and oh, look at these internet people that are on the internet all day, blah, blah. Now they may actually start to appreciate the internet more and realize, hey, that's a good thing. We should invest in
I
it.
honestly hope that like the stock price has raised a lot from like Steam, for example.
Yeah.
I hope they've had like an amazing sale the last few days, which is horrible to say, but like Netflix is making bang for the buck right now.
They are.
Steam as well. The other day there was 12 million online at the same time.
Was it 12?
20 million.
Wasn't it? It was
No,
20, right? Yeah, 20 million concurrent people online.
At the same
Yeah, on Steam. That was crazy. It's their all-time high.
time.
Yeah, that's another thing. So many companies, like I see it especially in like the flight sim community, so many products are on sale just because of that. They say, you know, they put it on sale so we stay inside. So many products are actually for free in the flight sim community now, just so people stay inside. It's crazy. I mean, obviously everyone's trying to kind of benefit, you know, with the sales, but it also makes people stay inside. That's like, it's crazy. It's like suddenly everyone's in the same boat. You know, you live in Denmark, you live in Germany, you live in, I don't know, Iran, you live in the US, but you're in the same boat right now, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we always are because it's one Earth, but suddenly people realize it more. I hope.
And honestly, I don't think it is. Like, my mom said the other day that she thinks after this entire pandemic is over and people have like calmed down, she says it will go back to like the exact same like normal.
Most likely.
As in when you meet somebody, you like give them your hand.
Yeah, I think it will. Although, one thing...
It would be not. Go on.
One thing that a German, what do you call that? You know, they make fun of the government basically. I don't remember the name, what that's called. He said that, and that was something that I was going
Comedian?
through. Huh? Yeah, kind of comedian,
comedian?
but there's another word for it. Because they make like
Okay.
fun of the government, but like as in they also represent the voice of the people. And
Oh, yeah, I have no clue.
and like he said that no country in Europe has called in Brussels to ask if they're allowed to close the border. And when our when Angela Merkel, which is our Bundeskanzlerin, was asked what if she thinks that the borders are going to be opened after the whole pandemic story again, you know what she replied? She said, "I hope so."
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if the borders in the EU are actually going to be opened again. You know, it could stay that way.
They are. Nah,
Most
they
likely
can't just
they
keep
are.
people in like that.
Yeah, no, most likely they are, but you never know if there's like, you know, we had Brexit. Maybe there's like, I don't know, a country like Poland decides, you know what, we're not going to open our borders again. You know? Just as an example, it could happen. So it's like we're all in this lockdown.
I don't think they want to, because they profit way too much on like tourists.
Yeah, I know. But it's still something you need to take into consideration. Like, what's going to happen after the whole lockdown story? What's going to happen with the people that were fired? What's going to happen with the people that couldn't work? It's just going to resume, like, out of nowhere. It's just like from 100 to 10%, and then from 10% back to 100. That'll be interesting to see. I'm curious, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And you?
But I think it should be like socially accepted. That whenever like you go in for like a job interview, let's say, that instead of like shaking hands, you just like do a fist bump, because it's way more hygienic. I mean, let's be honest. Like our hands is the most dirty thing we have.
Yeah. I don't like
we also
people.
touch our face way too much.
I don't like touching people that I don't know, or like you know, holding myself somewhere in the bus or something like that. I don't like it. But if you don't shake someone's hand, you're a rude person.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna change. Although I hope.
Me neither.
I'd appreciate if I don't have to shake everyone's hand when I greet them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Just like a little exhale through the nose, and as a greeting. Like, that's it.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Bye.
Walk up to like your boss.
Oh god.
How you doing?
Oh boy.
I want a raise.
So you are going to work on your oral exam, yeah? Will you? But maybe don't try to light something on fire in your house.
I still don't know how the exam's gonna work. They don't even know themselves.
How the exams are gonna work, or when?
Yeah, both. Okay. Because they're already planning on having oral exams on the PC, as in like remote.
Like the super class you had today. Why was that Zoom?
Yeah. In the same program. That's
great idea.
Good.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, great idea. But that's actually interesting to like actually use the internet for something useful, you know, instead of just like VR chat and like games and music. You can actually use it to have exams as well.
That's what I'm saying.
I know you already have like what's it called, like written tests on the PC, but like actual oral exams.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying when I said that I hope that people are gonna start appreciating the internet more and realizing that it's good
Yeah.
for a lot of things, you know? Not just
But not
Instagram.
soon. Trash that program.
Oh
It's
boy.
It was basically all the different memes I've seen about online classes. There was like one guy was sleeping and one guy was like vaping.
I
Then there was
yeah,
one
I
guy
saw that. You showed it to
who was
me.
just fucking eating later on. He was just sitting casually eating. And then somebody just blasted music through his microphone. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
You know, it's just I'm surprised there wasn't this one guy just pulling out his ding dong. Just be like, right guys, it's time of the day that I have to do it. I see ya. You can
Well,
watch.
I mean, you could just keep it off camera,
Yeah, where's the fun?
bro. Imagine climaxing like while you're on school.
No, please no. Hey.
And they're watching your teacher.
The internet is good, okay? We don't want that.
Yeah, the internet is good,
Yes.
but I mean, you could.
Oh boy. But yeah, like I said, I hope people appreciate the internet more because of this situation now. They finally realize, oh hey, you know, good times. And
Yeah.
then hopefully, like, especially like the schools and stuff are getting more towards the digital era.
Hopefully, yeah. I hope it's gonna be better for the next generation. I mean, it is, of course, but like, I hope it's gonna be even better than what we had.
Yeah. Well, in time will tell.